An update? Still here.
Yeah.
Reels loaded up well.
3 hours later.
Many days later. Oh, look at the load. G'day guys, and welcome back to another episode with First Mate Adventures. Obviously, we're not on the water, we're wrestling in the mud. This is going to be a little bit different, this is more educational. We're going to target Blue Eye Cod, and we did go and target Blue Eye Cod, but I thought I'd be fair and actually share with you guys how we actually do it, the rigs that we use, the hooks that we use, and I'll even tell you the baits that we use. So in this episode guys, I'm going to show you how to rig up for them, how to target them, the gear that we use, the rods that we use, and hopefully out of that you guys get something and you can actually target these species yourselves. So first of all, I've got to whip out all the gear out of my trusty new toolbox and we're going to get stuck into it. So let's do it. Alright guys, so out of the trusty new toolbox we're going to need a few things. Number one, it's going to be a cup of coffee because it's late and I am tired. Number two is a set of crimping pliers. These aren't my normal crimping pliers. For the love of me, I think Hunter may have stolen them. I can't find my crimping pliers, so these are going to have to do, but I'll show you later on, or I'll attach a picture or something like that of the traditional or the normal crimping pliers that I use, but these are going to do it just for a demo anyway. We'll get that out. Nice big roll of trace. Now guys, you don't need this much. We do a lot of this style of fishing, so we're going to need this much. And it's much cheaper for us to buy it in bulk than it is to buy it in 50-meter rolls. So we're going to need that. And which of the drawers is it hiding in? Not that one, not that one. Oh, hang on, haven't put it in the drawer yet. Open up your bag. Going to need some alloy swivels. Oh, sorry, alloy crimps. Some crane swivels, special style, and some hooks. That is all, oh actually, sorry, and some swivels. I'll show you what they are for soon. Alright, put that away. We're going to move to the next camera and I'll show you the steps. Alright guys, I do apologise for any shadow, but basically you're going to need 3 crane swivels, 1, 2 and 3. They're going to be set up for our droppers. 1 swivel, that's going to be set up for our breakaway. And 4 aluminium crimps. And 3 hooks. Guys, where we fish in New South Wales, we're allowed to run 3 different hooks. Check your state and territory regulations, because you may actually be allowed to use more, or you may not be able to use as many. So that's basically what we're going to need. Oh, and old trusty crimping pliers. So the next step guys is we're going to cut out the length of trace that we need, cut out the length of the droppers that we need, and we're going to go from there. So let's do it. Alright guys, so we've got all of our bits and bobs that are available now. Setting up your length of trace. Now for me guys, I've got my rigging bench set up to the length that I traditionally use for my droppers, with obviously a little bit either end for tie-offs and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do guys is I'm quite literally just going to unwrap this trace to the length that I need, and then we'll just crimp it up. I'll show you in a second, but I don't think you guys want to watch this, so I don't know if I'll fast forward, I might just jump to, so let's jump. Alright guys, so I've cut out the length that I need. Now I'm just going to cut out the length of the droppers that I need. So the idea is to make them all even. And the trick for that is so that everything sits naturally in the water, everything looks normal. So going to cut these up. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is you're going to need a really good pair of cutters, something that doesn't leave too much of a burr on the end, and a lighter, and I'll tell you why in a second. But that's our 3 droppers. Like that. Get rid of this, and we'll do the next part. Again guys, apologies for any kind of shadow that may form, but what you want to do now is you want to grab your trace. We'll just try and stand at the side. Grab your trace, sleeve your alloy crimp onto, attach the hook. Now you can put line guard and that kind of stuff, I don't, and then just simply feed it back through so it looks like that. Now here's the tricky part guys, and a lot of blokes won't tell you this. All you want to do from here is literally you want to use your lighter and you want to mushroom the end of your trace. The reason you want to do that is because we're going to pull it tight on this alloy swivel for a reason. You watch. Oh, this alloy crimp, sorry, you watch. So a little bit of a mushroom. Give it 2 seconds to dry. Tap it with the old back of the lighter. That's it. Perfect little mushroom. Now you watch this guys. This is the reason why we do this. Slide that up. If your crimp slips, your little mushroom is not going to pull through. Slide him up to the desired position, and that's pretty much it. You want it to swing nice and free. The next step guys, now on my traditional pair of crimping pliers, it's a little bit different, but this one, it's going to work. So I'm just going to use the open end up here, none of the barbs in them. What you want to do guys is literally come in just off the edge of it, and we're going to crimp from the back to the front. So let me turn that from the back to the front. The reason we do that guys is we want the actual crimp to push hard up against this. And away we go, ready? Crimp. Oh, and the other thing you want to do guys is rotate every time you crimp. So crimp. And then one more time, rotate and crimp. Now guys, when you do your final crimp, you don't want to be right up against that edge, because if you do, what it'll do is it'll actually peen over on the edge and then it'll chafe your line. So there's enough tooth grooves down there that's going to chafe your line. We want to avoid that already, which is why we're using 300 pound. But this is the other reason. So crimp. As you can see guys, perfect crimp. The reason why we alternate our crimps is so that it doesn't actually bow the crimp itself. And you can see that nice flare at the end there, so it's not going to create any issues. And we've got our mushroom up the other end, so even if the crimp doesn't hold, it won't pull through. That's the first step. We'll do the next the next 2, and we'll move on. I might actually accelerate that part so you guys don't have to sit here bored. Let's do it. Alright guys, there's our 3 droppers set up, ready to go. Now what we're going to do is position the crimps onto the actual main line to attach these droppers to. So let's do it. Oh, another thing guys, you can add like Lumo sleeve and that kind of stuff. I stay away from it. I've seen guys add like Squid and that, like Lumo Squid and that kind of stuff. I don't like doing that. I think as natural as possible, and I don't seem to have too much of a trouble hooking up. So yeah, we're just going to leave it like that. And I'll show you how to attach them. Alright guys, so you've got your main line, which is this here. Hopefully it comes okay out on camera. What we're going to do from here is basically you're actually attached to the end of the main line. We're going to give ourselves a good length of tie off point, which is, yeah, that's probably okay. We'll check it with our crimp so that it doesn't swing. Yep, cool. Alright, so that's going to be our first dropper, and then we're going to do the exact same distance to the second dropper. Guys, make sure that when you do your droppers though, wherever you connect them to, like so here, where that second hook is going to sit is not going to intrude with the main line, or the first hook. So let's do it. We'll set it up, and then I'll show you how to crimp it. Alright guys, as explained on camera 1, we've positioned this far enough from where we're going to tie off to. 2 reasons why we do it, and we actually give a little bit more. 2 reasons why we do that is, number 1 is when you cut these off, if you aren't crimping in the ends, which we don't do, we actually tie in, then you'll be able to reuse the rig a few times, providing that you haven't been bitten off or it's too chafed up. So that's the distance we're going to work with. We're going to grab our crimping pliers. Same again guys, just going to come in here. It's a little bit tighter, so we'll only get 1 crimp out of this. But literally just pull down and it's going to flare out, and then the same on the opposing side, pull down and it's going to flare out. I really don't like these pliers, but unfortunately it's all I got to work with tonight. So that's it guys, she's secured in, she's not going to move. We're going to do the next few, and I'll show you how to attach your droppers. Alright guys, with the first one securely in place, what we're going to do is we're going to position our dropper. Now guys, what you got to do is basically the length of your dropper, just go a little bit further, just for good measure. We've got plenty of other end of line at the other end to be able to play with, so we're just going to position it pretty much like that, and we're going to crimp in the next one just beyond that first hook. So if you guys aren't too confident with it, what we can do is we can actually crimp in first the hook, so we know where we're going to be positioned, and then move down the line. So for you guys at home, I'll probably do that first. Okay guys, like I just said, for you guys at home, I'm probably going to do this first, makes it a little bit easier to understand. So simple, just attach your crimp, run it through your swivel, run the main line back through, and grab your lighter. Make sure you repeat, mushroom the end, head it up. That's it. Now slide it down, not super tight guys, just enough so it can still swing, and crimp. So again, starting from the outside, crimp, rotate, crimp, rotate, and then the last crimp, obviously leave it there for the flare, crimp. And that's it. Now guys, with that, you're gonna then stretch out your line. So stretch her out, it's all even. Now next crimp is roughly going to go just a little bit beyond that hook, so we're going to put him roughly about there, and we'll crimp her in. Slide her up, there she is there. Squeeze it in, repeat, squeeze it in. So now when that dropper hangs guys, should be well clear of that next swivel, just like so. Alright, we're going to do the next 2, and then I'll show you the next part. Alright guys, there's our 1, 2 and 3 droppers all crimped into the ideal locations. The next step is we're going to put on our swivel at the bottom. That's going to be set up for our breakaway, and then obviously we've got this lovely bit of length at the top so we can tie in. So I'm going to quickly crimp in that swivel, and then I'll show you the gear, how we tie in, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, the swivel's nice and easy. Straight in, swivel on, whoop, swivel on, like that. Slide the main line up, same again, heat. I want to do this properly because I will be using this rig. Cool. Mushroomed, slide it down, slide it up, crimp in. Oop, sorry, crimp in. 1, 2, 3. That's it guys, simple as that. Alright guys, so the next step is off your bottom dropper there, you'll have your swivel. This swivel guys, you're going to attach 3 meters of, I like to use 15 kilo, a lot of guys use 24, but I fish a little bit lighter on my main line, so I'll use the 15. So 15 kilo to the swivel, tie it in, run that for 3 meters, and then off that guys, you're going to tie in your sinker. Now your sinker, traditionally you're using lead or sash weights, depending on what you get your hands on. We've been using Rio bar lately, but most of the time, guys, it's just satch weight. So again, guys, I'm not going to bother tying it in because it's going to be a waste of line for me. Quite simply, tie 3 meters of breakaway to the bottom swivel, and off you go to your sinker. I'll show you the rods that we use, the reels that we use, and hopefully you guys get something out of that. All right, guys, so the rods that we use and the reels that we use. One of the reels that we traditionally like to use is the Diawa Tanacom Bull 1000. I've got that spooled up with 2,000 meters of 80-pound Whiplash, and it holds an absolute treat. And I'm holding onto this orange Whiplash because you actually can't buy it anymore. Match that up, guys, with a proper deep dropping rod, so bed butt, and then I think I'm running a little bit lighter on this one too. I think it's actually a 15 to 24 kilo. Guys, this is Shimano Status. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a rod. Reels definitely, but the rod, no, not so much. Guys, I think these rods are like $250 retail, so I love it. We've used this one for years. And then they've got these beautiful little swiveling rod tips, so if you're in a little bit of current or your fish changes direction or whatever it may be, it's got that there for you too. So, and at the top, guys, just a bimini twist with a ball bearing swivel at the top. And that's as complicated as the tackle gets, guys. Nice electric reel, unless you guys are keen of actually winding out of you know, the lovely 600, 700, 800 meters of water, whatever you're dropping in. I like to use my electric. I've got a couple of them, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So. All right, guys, so just to recap, Diawa Tanacom Bull. We've got some lovely 16-0 circles, 2mm crimps, which suit the actual poundage of trace that we're using. We've got our swivels for our breakaway. We've got our crane swivel, which is for our droppers. Guys, that's what your rig's gonna look like, basically. Like I said, you can add your Lumo tube if you really feel somewhat inclined. I've seen guys put like Lumo on the hooks and whatnot as well. I'm not a fan of it, but you can. Cup of coffee is always important. And the trace. In the box number 1, actually no, I've moved it to the table. Here it is there. So that's the trace that we use, guys. You can use everything. Like we used to use Jinkai as our trace, but it just got super expensive, so we stopped using it. But that's basically it, guys. So make sure you have yourself a lighter, a good set of cutters. I'll put a photo up with the crimping tool that I normally use, so I've just got to find it. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys, well, I hope you got something out of that. That information, you know, it was taught to me by a very good friend of mine, Dean from Sealord Charters. I'm probably spilling a few of his secrets, but at the end of the day, he knows that it's going to go to a good cause and everyone's going to get a little bit out of it. It's not so much the rigs, guys, it's also how you fish it. Now, to see how we fish it, I'm going to roll on some clips. We shot out the other day, well, Nathan and myself actually shot out the other day. We went to 12 Mile first. We had a lovely escort from Dean from Sealord, did a bit of jigging, ended up with a couple of fish, and then we went straight out to Browns and tried to put some serious fish on the deck. So to see this gear in action, guys, make sure you stay tuned to this, and yeah, let's get those clips on for you.
Hey, are you cool if I come and sit in your cabin on the way out and then jump back on this when Nate gets there? Oh, actually get the helicopter to pick me up. Free ride. How good's that? Thanks, Dean, for the free ride. And Brad's back there. Hi, Mr. Williams. You want to fish with us or we'll fish with you? You look like you're drier. You look like you're drier. Oh, nice, mate. That'll do. John Dory. That's real shit eating fish, Nate. You don't want to eat this one. Yeah. John Dory, mate.
Yeah.
Cracker.
That'll do.
That'll work. He's talking to you.
There's no fish here, guys.
Gee, he's going to be at the back of the boat in a second. He's too, he's just there. Just there in the water, mate. Yeah, little tuna. Oh no, little dolly. Little dolly. Where's your mate? Where's the big one? Oh, and a blue bottle to boot. See if we can get the float up, eh? Is the angle changing? Is it going out? I think it's floating. It makes you cringe because it's your first one. Like, if it was mine, I wouldn't worry, but it's yours. Look at the angle. Look at the angle. Oh no, the SD passable. Quick, camera swap. Yeah, sure. Alright, we got it on this one. Angle. Should start to see colour. Should start to see colour in a second. He's bouncing. He's inflating. Look at the angle. Look at the glow. Look at the glow, Nate. One go in. One go in. Here it comes. Here it comes. Whoopah. Holy shit, Nate. Oh.
Hit him with the gun.
Oh, mate.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Take that. We'll get these hooks out of him. Oh, how's the lens? Good enough. Nice. Turn him around, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, Nate's first Blue Eye Cod. Oh, yeah, boy. How good's that? What a stonker. Phew! How do you feel, mate?
It's alright.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Nate's into another one. What happened, mate? Is it? It just went did it and then bent. I like that. Straight back over the same mark again and we're hooked up. Not as big this time, but still it's gonna be a good fish. Definitely need it. Oh. Coming out from underneath the boat. He's coming out from the... Oh my God! It's actually a decent fish! Well, come on, mate. I grabbed the first one. You're up. Oh, it's a big bugger. Oh, that's it. Woo! Hook out. Get that out of your way so you don't hurt yourself. Phew! Probably what, 8 kilo, you reckon?
Yeah, maybe 10.
Maybe 10. What are you whinging about? You didn't even have to whine.
Oh, well, man, that was a hard fight. That was the hardest fight I've ever had.
I love it. Well done, man. Well, as you can see, guys, everything that I just taught you there worked an absolute treat. Now, the conditions on that day weren't exactly the best. It was very rainy, very overcast. I mean, the fish are already wet, so they really don't care about the water. But us as humans, we obviously do. Now, the bait that we used, guys, we had a mixture of bait out on the day. We had some slimy mackerel, we had some yakkas, and we had some squid. They are your 3 main baits you're going to be using out there. I've seen guys use pillies, they seem to work. I've seen you guys use live bait, that seems to work too. For me, it's all about dead baits, so that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to leave it with you there. If you liked what you saw and you got something out of it, guys, please click that subscribe button below and give us a good old thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, by all means, feel free to. And we're obviously on the socials, guys, so Instagram and Facebook. If you want to find us there, you can DM us through that if you want to talk to us about some stuff, or just shoot us a message through YouTube. So, guys, thanks again for watching. Once again, I hope you got something out of that, and I guess we'll leave it at that, and we'll see you on the next adventure.